creature of habit. If you like routine and you're set in your ways, chances are you don't like change. Whether it's good or bad, it can be a source of tremendous stress. Motivational speaker Lois Barth is here with tips for dealing with stress and change. Two difficult things, Lois.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the show.
Oh, so my pleasure to be here.
So tell me why some people kind of embrace it and can live with it, others it just kind of freaks them out.
Well, you know, I look at nature as a good teacher for us. And the cocoon, the metamorphosis of the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? During the most pivotal part of the metamorphosis, do you know what's happening?
No.
I know, right? Why would you? The caterpillar is hanging upside down backwards in the dark.
Okay, that's stressful, I would assume.
Exactly. And that's what happens when we're going through major changes. We are hanging upside down backwards in the dark. Now, there are some of us, I would say probably the minority, that say, well, buckle in the seatbelt, I'm ready for the ride.
Sure.
They say something new, never know what it's going to look like. And then there's the other 90% of the population that don't embrace change because we're creatures of comfort.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about your Loisisms, kind
Absolutely.
of your words to live by, more or less.
There you go.
First, we're going to start with acknowledging your current beliefs around and change, see if they're productive.
Absolutely. So kind of going back to what I said, you got to first be aware and acknowledge what are your beliefs around change.
Okay.
Do you see it as a good thing? Do you see it as a stressful thing? Do you think, oh my goodness, it's never going to happen? You know, so knowing how you feel about it will impact how you kind of your roadmap of how you're going to make those changes. Make sense?
Yep, yeah, I'm following you. You say beef up your self-care.
Yes, so important. So, you know, you're getting married at the end of the year. That's eustress, right? Congratulations.
Sure, thank you.
Positive stress, EU. Whether you're having positive stress or negative stress, it's still taxing on the body.
Sure.
So when we go back and fill our well with self-care, that makes all the difference to be able to make that transition and change.
So just kind of keep healthy, more or less?
Well, I think everybody's self-care is different. You know me, I'm the dancing diva. I get on the
you've been
rebounder.
shaking it.
I love to dance. It revives me. Other people love long walks in the woods. For women, I cannot stress sleep is so important. So anything that fills your well. And that's how I would define self-care.
Very good. All right. Create structures that support you and give us some examples of that.
Sure. Well, you know, Teresa, what I find is the biggest challenge around change for people is not necessarily the amount of things they're doing, but the amount of things that they have to do that have a big learning curve to it.
Okay.
And it's, again, the unknown and the overwhelm. So I say the bigger the learning curve, the smaller the chunk. So chunk it out. Like you know, probably for planning your wedding, you've got to put things in your calendar. Even the little micro steps.
Sure.
And then you've got to get a lot of support. So if you create a structure for the change, and you get the support, then the change becomes less ominous and less overwhelming, and then you get excited by the newness of it.
You just have to ask for a little help along the way?
Absolutely, and also really create a structure so you can break them down into what I call chunking. You got to chunk it out.
Chunk it out. All right, any other Loisisms that go along with this?
Well, I just think give yourself a lot of reward sandwiches. You know, reward sandwiches.
I like that.
Isn't that fun?
What's that about?
They don't even have to have a lot of calories. You basically reward yourself. Let's say you have a difficult task ahead, you know, that is consistent with your change. You give yourself a reward before or after, because actually the reward center of the brain, which is the parietal lobe, will sandwich the whole experience together as something pleasant that used to be seen as daunting. Thus, reward sandwich.
I like the sound of that.
There you
Where
go.
can people find more information about you, Lois?
LoisBarth.org is my website, and my new audio product is Life is Talking. Are you listening? The 3 A's to awareness, attitude, and action to creating a life you love.
And we can find that on your website?
Absolutely.
Very good. Thanks so much for being here and for all the tips.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
All right, stay with us. More Connecticut Style after the break. We'll be right back.